August 31st, 2025. I have no idea why I woke up early again. I guess I have been cursed lately to just not sleep very long. But as a result, I'm quite tired now, which is in itself it's sort of a blessing. It's only just barely past 1. Typically, I'm awake till about 2, although lately I've been staying up quite a bit later. But yeah, getting to sleep here shortly after 1 will be quite nice. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I'll get more than 5 hours of sleep, or maybe I got 4.5 or something last night. It wasn't very much. So I groggily, if that is a word, got moving on the day. Mostly trying to work on getting this developer program installed, or not just the program, but the software package and whatnot installed in my old laptop, and fighting with that all day, really. As it turns out, I think my computer, it's a 2019 MacBook Pro, is just too old. It's one of the old Intel machines, and it's just the components that I'm needing to install just I'm not getting it to work right. It's not sticking, I guess. I'm not sure what's going on there. So I eventually started trying to get things installed on my new little iMac that I got earlier this year, so that maybe I can do the programming there, I guess. I decided to take my walk in the evening this time. I went a new route, as usual, and enjoyed the walk. It was definitely maybe the most perfect temperature for walking that I could experience. But also, I left, I think, like 6:30 or so, 7 maybe p.m. And partway through the walk, I was essentially able to be standing in shadows most of the time. The sun was very low, so as I was walking toward the horizon, toward the western horizon, the sun was kind of shooting straight in my face. But as it kind of eclipsed the mountaintops over there earlier than I was expecting, the rest of the walk was in the shade, and it was just a nice, perfect temperature. I liked the route too. Just new scenery there. Other than that, I just worked on my stuff. I probably should have started working on some coloring notes that Matt put together for me. I think I'll knock those out tomorrow. I was just so groggy all day. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Deep thought of the day. And maybe I'm sure I've discussed this, although I don't know if I've discussed it in my blog form in the past, but I realize one thing that I think is quite a benefit to my life, and I think makes sense as a point of advice for other people, I think, as well as me just realizing the value of it. And let me read it. I should have pulled it up. Sorry. Is that? What's going on here? sure what's happening there. That should be... Oh, there we are. My deep thought... Oh, I accidentally paused my video. My thumb hit the pause button there. My deep thought is as follows. I didn't even know I could pause my video. That's interesting. Good to know. My deep thought is as follows. Develop at least one daily habit which absolutely must be done without fail. It can serve as a base which strengthens your ability to build other habits. And for me, that habit, that main habit is journal keeping. I started doing that January 1st, 1999, I think. So it's been over a quarter century. And it's something I do every single day. I haven't missed any days as far as like that which is recorded. There are occasions, and it's not even very common, where I miss writing the day that it happens, but I always do a recap, usually the next day. Occasionally it takes a couple days, depending on what's going on with work and whatnot. Sometimes I'm just working so much that I just am too wiped out to write anything at all at the end of a day. But that is a rare thing. I don't remember when I calculated it, but there was a point, I think maybe 12 to 15 years in, where I had only missed writing on the day, I want to say like 6 times or something. And now I've done it quite a few times, but the number still has to be less than like 30 since I started. So my guess is less than once a year on average, or maybe a little more than once a year on average, do I miss a day of writing. Anyway, that is the habit that I have anchored my ability to build other habits with. I think the way it works for me is that there is such a consistent ritual of action, of any kind of action, but it's such a specific thing that it kind of makes it easier to figure out other things that can kind of live with that action, kind of tie into it or relate to it. And in the past, for instance, I took it as an opportunity to develop my own English alphabet, and knowing that I would be writing every night, it gave me opportunity to practice that exact thing. And it was slow at first, but it didn't take too long before I was able to write fluently in characters representing English letters that I was able to just do that fluidly. And I did it for an entire journal, which I think probably back when I was writing them in physical books was maybe on average 10 months or so I would fill up a journal. And 10 months of practice doing that thing. And again, later I did it again, wanting to kind of improve and refine the technique, I guess. And this time built a second alphabet, which I think was better than the first, and did that for another 10 months. But I did both of those so long ago. I think it's been well over 10 years since I have even written with those characters. So I don't remember them very well at the moment, but I do feel that if I were to dig those up and dig up those journals and try to start writing in that way again, it wouldn't be hard. It'd probably come right back. Anyway, that's a long story. Kind of tooting my own horn, if I do say, in a sense that probably wasn't necessary, but anyway, it just illustrates the point that I was able to piggyback my consistency of journal keeping to enable the practice of creating a new English alphabet. That was, I think, yeah, that was a fun thing, but it taught me that habits can be built upon other habits. So what does that mean as a course of action, as a call to action? I think figure something out that you can do daily, that you can commit to, that you can build as a habit, something you can do every day that will enable you to build other future habits from. I think, there's a lot of things that people do every day that you can probably use it, if you're brushing your teeth every day, doing that kind of thing. Doesn't have to be journal keeping, but I would suggest that. Even short entries are still valuable. One sentence, couple sentences, just so that you're keeping the motor turning, and it helps you to stay committed in that way that you would intend to. So there we have it. That is my long and very motivated, man, I'm so tired, sales pitch for the value of habits, of developing at least one daily habit. Sorry, I'm kind of falling asleep. I think I will go do that shortly. Thank you for listening. Until next time, take it easy, y'all. Have a good one.